if Mars is in the first house, it will activate in the 5th year. So an event for the native with Mars in the first house will happen when that native is 5 years old. If Mars is in the second house, when that native is 13 years old. Like this, depending on what your Mars placement is, you will you will have an event in these corresponding ages. So let's start. Example one is of Amy Rodden. She has Mars in the first house. So at the age of 5, uh, Mars will activate. An event will happen at the age of 5. She is 1949 born. So from November 1953 to November 1954 will be her first year. Now, Pradyot, you would also need to know how do we see these years, right? Okay, so let me just and again, please excuse my writing with this. It really does come out pretty bad. Okay, for someone who is born in say 1950, as an example. By the way, can anybody write better than me? Because mine is pretty bad in this.
You're perfect.
What
Everything is
will
perfect.
come on, please?
It's good,
My
ma'am. It's
lines
good.
go, my lines are wavering and it's horrible. Okay, so what would age 5 be? Now, normally what we do is we'll count as 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. So 55 is the, the 5th year. But in astrology, we don't take it as that. We take the running age, which means 0 to 1 is the first year. All right. Then 1 to 2 is the second year. 1 to 3, 2 to 3 is the third year. 3 to 4 is the fourth year. And 4 to 5 is the fifth year. So 4 plus makes it the 5th year. All right. So 5th year for the native will be between 4 to 5 years. Not when, how we say if supposing this native's birthday is on say 1st January or 1st November or whatever, when that native completes 5 years, we'll say now this native is 5 years old. But running age means when the native is actually running that 5th year. So it would be when you've completed your 4th year and you are now in your 5th year. All right. Okay. What we'll do later, we can hold an exercise for just this. But so 50 would be November 1953 to November 1954. All right. Okay. Uh, one sec. Yeah. So what happened to the native in the 5th year? So first house is health. We see health from the first house. So the native got croup and difficulty in breathing. So croup is like a breathing trouble, and as far as I know, it is with film and all, and it's where your cough won't go. All right. So Mars, which is short, Mars is, the transit of Mars is very short. So
Very
Mars
short.
is one of the Karakatvas for Mars is also short. So with Saturn, which is, in Aquarius, which is its Mool Trikon Rashi and Aries sign. So air in a fiery Lagna, which is Leo. Leo is a fiery Lagna. Now Mars is in Parivartan Yog. Wow, the PPT is just running today. So Mars is in Parivartan Yog because if you see the 4th house, we have Sun in Scorpio and here we have Mars in Leo. So Mars and Sun are in Parivartan Yog with Sun in the 4th house. So Lagna Lord is in the 4th house, and 4th house represents your chest cavity entirely. So normally we do take it as heart, but you can add lungs to it, which falls in your chest cavity also. All right. Okay, now we go to Mars in the second house, and it is the age of 13. Our first chart is of Pele, the famous footballer. For Pele, 1940 is the year when he was born. So 13th year would be 1952 October to 1953 October. Now, youth career between 1953 to 56 is actually when he started, if you this is information taken from Wikipedia. So, when he was at this age, he had started in the youth football club, uh, which was the Bauru Atletico club based in Sao Paulo. And if you see Mars, the is the fourth lord of club, and Mars is in the second house, which is the courtyard. So do remember this signification also, that second house, a signification for second house is courtyard in the, if anybody is doing Vastu or something, second house would be courtyard. All right. All right. Our next example is, okay, is Prateek. Just give me a second, guys. I need to make a phone call. Yeah. Okay, so 13th year Mars got activated. The native took admission in a government school for which he had to leave his family. So he goes on a, he goes to a hostel, and he is, if second house is family, so he has to leave his family over here. Mars is sitting with Rahu, so there is an affliction to Mars. All right. Okay, in our next chart, Mars is again in the second house. Again, 13 years. Now, Mars again in the house of family, food, speech, etc. But Mars is this time in Capricorn. Mother was so ill that a lot of money was used for her health to cure her. And again, the native slipped on the floor at the age of 13 and hurt his leg by by slipping on the floor. So if you see, Capricorn actually represents your knees, but you can use the sixth house, seventh house to mean your leg also. So though majorly it is the knee region, which is Capricorn. So second house, if you see, mother getting hurt and the leg getting hurt. Now, in the next chart, we have again, now at this point of time, it is the speech, which is the signification of speech, which is coming into play, because had a fight with father. All right, had a major fight with father. Now, Mars and Sun are both angry and hot planets sitting in a hot sign, which is Leo. All right. So had a major fight with his father. Uh, Also, he fell down in a lake at the age of 13 and was eventually, of course, also saved by someone. So these are two incidents which happened for this native. When we talk about falling down in the lake, probably you can see the fact that Jupiter is sitting with Moon, and Jupiter will give its ninth aspect to the second house. All right. Now we move on to the to Mars in the fourth house, where and why we don't have any third houses, because till then Sir had not given us any age for the third house. If you remember, the I'll take you back to the first slide. We didn't have any age for the third house. Here, we didn't have any age for the third house. So that is why there are no charts. For the third house, again, for the seventh, there won't be any charts. Okay, so this is for Serena Williams. 18th year for her would be 1998 September to 1999 September. Now, in February 1999, Serena Williams won her first professional singles title when she defeated Emily Mauresmo in the final of the Open and I suppose I'm pronouncing it right when I say Gaz de France, in Paris, in which case, in March, Williams won her first WTA 1000 event at the Evert Cup in California. And I'm assuming it's named after Chris Evert, who was very famous in Wimbledon's, defeating Steffi Graf in the final. At the Miami Masters, Williams had a 16 match winning streak ended by her sister itself in the first all sister singles final in the WTA history. Who can tell me what is the name for Serena Williams' sister?
Venus Williams, ma'am.
Yes, Venus Williams. Very good. Noted, Neelakandanji. All right. So here we see now, okay, so now fourth house signification over here that we can consider is throne. All right, because it's placing her at the top, and it is consistently in that year she stayed at the top. So the signification that we'll consider over here is throne, and Mars is, you know, a lot of energy. So that is what it is giving her. So Lagna Lord and 8th Lord, Mars, which is sports in the 4th house with Rahu, and Mars is in Mars is Ucha in Navamsha, so Neech Bhag Raj Yoga. Okay. Now we have at again 4th house, age 18, we have Rahu, retrograde Saturn, Jupiter and Mars all sitting in the 4th house in the sign of Leo. Now over here, the mother had health issues related to blood. One of the significations for Mars commonly is blood. So that happened, and then the native also had an accident and was severely injured in his chest region. All right. So Saturn afflicting Mars, Rahu afflicting Mars, and bringing blood troubles, health related to blood. So blood issues for the mother, which is the 4th house, and an accident involving the native where his chest region was hurt. Okay. Then we come to 6th house and 5th house, sorry, and that would be 8-6, and 6th year would be from 1972 July to 1973. This is of Pamela Anderson, you know, the actress, and also she is, I think, PETA activist. She suffered, it is child abuse because, and a fact she revealed publicly only in 2014. She said she was molested by a female babysitter from the ages of 6 to 10. For 4 years, she suffered this. Now, Mars in the 5th house is aspected by Saturn from the 11th house. Okay.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, please.
And does it also have to do anything with the ongoing dashas of the native? Because we have seen
Definitely.
positive and negative
No, no,
results.
definitely, definitely. They, you know, the dashas will, the event, the kind of event that is going to happen, the dasha, the transits will all predict that. But what we are seeing over here is that a particular planet in a particular house, and, you know, at a certain age, some event will happen. All right.
Right.
So transits and dasha will definitely have a role to play. Okay, now we have Mars in the, again in the 5th house. So again, age 6 is getting activated. Around this age, the native was diagnosed with a disease where the heart becomes weak, and, you know, it does not pump blood that effectively But after 6 years of medicine, so the native was, of course, very young. But after 6 years of medicine, when they went to another doctor for a second or third opinion, when he examined that the native, the child didn't have that disease anymore, so it was cured. All right. So as you're saying, definitely some dasha would have been on in which the disease was found that he had this disease, and definitely some maybe a second dasha was on in which it got cured. Also in transit, a benefic aspect. Now for Michael Shoemaker, 27th year would be from January 1995 to January 1996. Everybody knows Michael Shoemaker is a famous F1 racing champion. In 1995, now Mars is in the sixth house. Mars in the sixth house, one of the significations for sixth house are accidents. So in 1995, he got involved into a controversial collision with his competitor and fellow racer Damon Hill during the Australian Grand Prix, and was eventually suspended for the rest of the season. So Mars in the sixth house of enemies, accidents, and conflicts. One sec, guys. I'm in class. I'll call you later. Bye. So today is one of those days for me where everything that can go wrong is going wrong. Okay, now sixth lord, if you also see sixth lord, which is Venus, is in the 10th house of career. So if you see Venus, Libra is the sign in the sixth house. So Venus, which is its lord, is sitting in the 10th house of career, afflicted, causing issues in career, and it also destroys public reputation because 10th house is also public reputation. All right. It's your name and fame. All right. Next, we have Mars placed again in the sixth house in the sign of Aries. And here it will get activated in the 27th year. This is for Hrithik Roshan, and I don't know why it says A over here. In 2001, Hrithik Roshan started his year with a huge film with Karan Johar, Kabhi Khushi, Kabhi Gum. But, in the year that followed, he had a series of flops. So whichever film he signed, they were all flops and caused a showdown on his skills of selecting films that he the films he was selecting, he had a very poor choice of selection, is what it showed. Sixth house is also work. Next chart is for Albert Einstein, and he is born in 1879. Now this is in the eighth house. If you remember, seventh house, we didn't have any age. So eighth house now, 24th year would be from March 1902 to March 1903. Now, Einstein and this should be Mary actually, married in January 1903. Now, eighth house over here, we are taking it as Mangalya of marriage. All right. So, Mangalya of marriage means the happiness and sustenance of marriage. So, the event that happened was that in January 1903, he got married. Correspondence between Einstein and Mary, discovered and published in 1987, revealed that in early 1902, while Mary was visiting her parents in Novi Sad, she gave birth to a daughter, Liesel. Now, Upapada Lagna, which is UL, is in the eighth house itself with Mars and Rahu. So the eighth house is also the Upapada Lagna, which just makes it a little more important, which is why the event of marriage. Okay. Now, again, we have Mars in the 8th house, again, age 24. At the age of 24, he completely changed his field of work and education. But after 1 year, he returned back to the same field. But his life completely changed after that. So if you see, the 8th house is transformation and also research. So he completely changed his field, which would be due to Rahu being with Mars, bringing that in his life. Okay, our next chart is of Dhirubhai Ambani. 17th year for Dhirubhai would be from 1948 December to 1949 December. In 1948, Dhirubhai moved to Yemen at the age of 16, running 17, and worked as a gas station attendant for just rupees 300 a month. So, ninth house, Mars in the ninth house activates at the age of 17. All right, running 17. So after completing 16 years is when he moved to Yemen and he started working as a gas station attendant. Here we have Mars and Ketu in the ninth house. Ninth house shows immigration, which works very well with his move to Yemen. All right. Also, Mars is the 12th Lord. Mars is also the Atma Karaka. So if you see over here, the Mars degree is 24, which if you see between Mars, Saturn, Moon, Venus, Sun, Jupiter, Mercury, and Rahu is the highest degree, which makes it the Atma Karaka. So in the ninth house is long travels, foreign travels also, and also immigration. All right. All right. Next is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. And again, Mars is in the ninth house, activating at the age of 17. So now one of the Karak Tattvas of Mars is the energy of the player. It, if it is well placed, it will make you a sports person and will give you a lot of energy, will give you high spirit and the ability to overcome your enemies. All right. Mars is the eighth lord over here and the third lord, third house of Parakram, courage. So definitely it will give him a lot of, high spirits and energy. So in 1997, Dhoni showed impressive wicket keeping skills at the Commando Cricket Club during 1997 to 98 and was picked up for the Vinu Mankad Trophy, which was the under 16 championship for the 1997-98 session. And he played very well over there. And of course, the rest is history for him. Our next chart has Mars in the 10th house activating at the age of 18. This is of Swami Vivekananda in 1863 born. So for him, the 18th year would be 1880 to 81. In 1818, Vivekananda Swami joined Keshab Chandra Sen's Navavidhan, which was established by Keshab Chandra Sen after meeting Ramakrishna and reconverting from Christianity to Hinduism. Now, Mars is over here culminating in others. What is 10th house over here is the organization or, your career, the place where you work, aspected by Jupiter from the 4th house, Jupiter being a Karaka for religion. All right. Now, our next chart is of Muhammad Ali, the famous boxer. And Mars is again in the 10th house of career with Saturn and Mars. 1942 born. So, for him, 18th year would be January 1959 to 1960. Now, in 1959, Muhammad Ali debuted his boxing career and won the Chicago Golden Gloves Championship. He entered in the 1960 Olympics and won the gold medal in boxing over there. One, Mars is in the 10th house in Aries. Amul Trikona in Kendra, which indicates excelling in profession because it is in the house of profession, and will also indicate that this native will become a sports person or will win at competitions. So the next point is Mars and Saturn with Rahu is giving its ninth aspect from the second house to the 10th house. Rahu, which is, the Karaka of magnifying everything, giving the name, fame, and fortune. All right. Okay, now our next chart is Mars again in the 10th house, 18, activating at the age of 18. Mars is placed with Ketu over here. This is also the Arud Lagna, and it is the house of career. So, two things, 18, the year 18 will become very important for this native because it is the Arud Lagna, because it is the house of career, and like I said earlier, Lagna will also represent your career. So, it just makes it that much more important. In the year 1993, the native appeared for her 12th board exam and scored 93.8%, missed her MBBS seat by just 1% in the best medical college, and she had to let go of that and opt for dentistry. So, sitting with Ketu, it took away one aspect of her career, which was that she wanted to get into the proper MBBS medical line, and she had to opt for dentistry. Now we have Jeffrey Boycott with Mars in the 11th house with Rahu. For him, he is 1940 born, so the 23rd year when it activates would be from October 1962 to 63. On 2nd June 1963, Boycott scored 145 runs against Lancashire. His century was part of a 249-run, four-wicket partnership, which became a Yorkshire record. Boycott cemented his place in Yorkshire 11 in the 1963 season and was awarded his county cap on 2nd October. So all of this is happening before his birthday. Lagna Lord Mars. So if you see, Lagna has Scorpio in it. So Lagna Lord in the 11th house of gains with Rahu placed over there. And Rahu and Mars, if you see, are third from the Arud Lagna in the 9th house. All of this leading to his success in sports. And if you see, Mars is also the sixth lord of competition. So that is also giving him the, that advantage of winning in competitions. All right. Next is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and we are down to our last house with Rahu in the 12th, Mars with Rahu in the 12th house, activating at the age of 41. So he is 47 born. So 40, the 41st year would be, and 42 is, I'm sorry, it's wrong over here, would be from July 1988 to July 1989. He first came to wide public notice as a Republican during the 1988 presidential election, accompanying the then Vice President George W. Bush at a campaign rally. His the another thing that happened, his movie Red Heat became extremely famous, and he portrayed the Russian police. Again, police is a karaka, police, military are all karakas for Mars. All right. So as a Russian police officer, and he received a lot of acclaim for his role in the movie Red Heat. The movie got moderate success, but was outgrossed by his other comedy Twins. All right. And but despite this, both the movies did very well, and he was appreciated in two widely different roles, one as a Russian police officer and two in the movie Twins. If I remember correctly, in Twins, the two twins were, Arnold Schwarzenegger and who is that very short guy? Just give me a minute and I'll tell
Danny
you.
DeVito?
Danny DeVito, yeah. So Danny DeVito was supposed to be his twin in it. One so tall, well built, and the other one so short. And I do remember the movie for that. Okay, now Mars again in the 12th house, activating at the age of 41. Now this time Mars is in Scorpio with Rahu. At the age of 42, he had an accident due to which he had to undergo operation. So hospitalization seen from the 12th house, and finally a rod was inserted in his leg. So that is all from my side